Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for American Iron's podcast number 3.
Number
3? Pretty exciting. You said we made it.
Yeah.
We're really excited. You think so?
I think we should.
All right.
We should go for it.
Okay. We're really excited to have you today, and we have a special guest. This is Mitch, and Mitch is the host of Nevada Business Chronicles. We're going to talk a little bit about special needs. And that's a really, really wide topic, and it includes a lot of different specialties or special needs. And we have a very special guest today as well, Mitch's son. So you're going to get to see a little bit about why exercising can help different people with different disabilities.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me and letting me join you for your podcast. Very excited about that, not just for our community, but for people's health worldwide, and just how honored I am to be a part of and witness that for everybody. Personally, I think it's important that people watching this have an opportunity to understand why I'm even here. I've featured your company on our television show a few times now, and I personally became inspired to want to take care of this. Just the fact that you work with all different walks of life, and when we were featuring you on our television show, from 95 years old to world-class bodybuilders and weight strength power lifters. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can tell that I'm interviewing you, but that's just never been my sport. But you know, when I was younger, I was able to do things like I used to run 3 times a week, 3 to 5 miles, and over time kind of started to age and gain some weight and never really got back into that physical shape. Just became inspired. I've lost, working with you, in a few short weeks, 13 pounds. And I'm now in the gym 3 times a week, and I have some biceps. I haven't felt those in decades. And then I just feel so much better. And one thing that you suggested to me was, you know, finding out that I have a son with some special needs. He's just delayed in every aspect of his life, in physical, speech, and occupational therapist in his educational program. And you said to bring him in to see what you could do with him. And you know, the fact is he was getting a little chunky, and I wanted to do something as a parent. And yet there really I wasn't finding anything at home that we could do together that I could get him to do for any real period of time. Very short attention span. Brought him in. You put us together with Dan, gentle giant.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
My son has responded to that in ways that I couldn't have foreseen as a parent. And that's why I'm so honored to be here to share this with other people that may have a similar circumstance. Just yesterday, and we're standing on a green in here, a little AstroTurf indoor, and he was motivated to jog up and down it. And the next thing you know, after a few weeks of being here, 1 day a week, he says to me 2 days ago, he goes, "Dad, let's go take a run around the block." I couldn't even have imagined that happening. I am so moved, shocked as a parent, just to have him say that he wants to do this. But in here, I've seen such amazing things happen that he asks every week, are we going to the gym? Are we going to see Dan? And I think it's important because what you're doing now is inspirational, not just to me, but this is something other parents need to know about. So I'm going to ask you to talk about the program that you're developing, and you're also starting a 501c3 around this.
We'll talk about the 501c3 here in just a minute, but I want to back up a little bit. And one of the things I think everyone to realize is that you and your son are doing this as a family. If your son came to you a month ago and said, "Hey, Dad, let's run around the block," could you have done that?
Oh, that was one of the things I left out. No, I just physically have started to, in the program here at the gym, run from the back of the gym to the front door and back, and I've picked that up to a point now where I can run about a half a mile. And I'm just building that endurance and tolerance. So when he said, let's go for a run, it was perfect for me because I wanted to.
Right. And you can now.
And I can now.
And that's the thing I want everyone to realize is that you're leading him by example now. And that's awesome for us to see. So the 501c3, we have always done a lot of giving back to the community. And supporting a lot of different aspects of the community, especially children. We've brought special programs in where the children couldn't afford to participate in them. They didn't have the ability to be physically trained to be able to do the sport, and never had anyone to coach and create discipline in their life. And what we saw was amazing for us. This is our reward, because we saw their lives change. Not just on the field playing football, but in school. They had the discipline to be able to improve their grades. They were more confident. So their life changed. It was a seed that was planted that I hope will grow for the rest of their life. And to be able to give that to a child, that's huge. But we're limited in what we could do. And we had a lot of other people see the effect, and they want to be a part of it. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is our integrity in business and finances, and we wanted to make it very clean and transparent, so that when people give their time, their money, their resources to the program to benefit these kids, we wanted something set up that was transparent, so that everyone knows that everything is going to the child, because we all donate our time. Our trainers in here donate their time, the gym donates its facilities, but sometimes things cost money, like sports equipment, shoes, clothing, the entry fees to be able to participate in sports. So we just wanted it to be a quality program that people would trust.
Well, this fascinates me personally because you said transparent, but and there are many 501c3s out there, and the question that I think everybody donating to a cause asks is, where does money go? Well, you didn't just say, everybody's a volunteer, there are no salaries, it all goes to the kids. You're not just saying that. They can actually physically see it.
Yes, with some help of people that know how to do websites and how to integrate the financial program on the website. We've been able to create a page on the website that we're going to open up here soon that has all the books. So people will see exactly their money coming in and what has gone out and what it's gotten used for.
You're talking about transparency at a level that may set precedents nationally for 501c3s. I mean, transparency to the point where you can see every dollar in, every dollar out, and make sure that you're contributing to an organization that is truly benefiting the people you wanted to benefit when you were making that donation. It's an extraordinary example of integrity.
There are some extraordinary examples out there of altruistic programs, and unfortunately, they've gotten painted with a wide, big brush from some of the companies that have done really unethical things. And we just want to try to give people the confidence in the program that we are doing the right thing.
Well, and you want the program to grow, and this is the way that people can
Absolutely.
trust what they're doing and stick with the program and get their friends and just keep it growing. We're able to help more and more kids.
For me, one of the most inspirational moments since this began was sitting through my son's IEP, which is, for people that have never had a special needs child, an individualized educational program. And you sit with the entire group of people that work with your family member and talk about the things that you can do to cause growth in their educational program. And because my son has a physical speech and occupational therapist, we got to sit down with them and talk to them about what's happening here and integrate what you're doing here into his program at school. And so I started to share, I'm going to get goosebumps right now. My hair is going to stand up. Because when I was sharing with them some of the things that Dan was doing with them, they looked at me with their heads half cocked and were, he did what? He's doing what? That's great. We're going to do that here. And anytime that now he kind of expresses that he has a little limitation, they go, well, we talked to Dan. He said that you can do this. And it's working. It's almost like the community now has teamed up with what your progress has been with them. It's been, I don't know how to describe the gratitude as a parent, but the fact that you're offering this, you're also working with some other individuals, and I think that's noteworthy as well. So I'll let you tell us about that.
We have some other parents in the gym that have some children with special needs, and they saw Dan working with your child, and they witnessed the change in him week after week. And they're like, wow, do you think that you could help my child? It's a different special need, but could you help them? Like, you know what? All we can do is try. We can't hurt them, but we can certainly maybe benefit them. And we have seen such great success. And not only their physical limitations, but their ability to interact with the environment around them has changed. So it's been a really exciting thing to see for us.
I think with special needs kids for so long and so many years, they treated them like there was things that they couldn't do.
Right.
So they never tried to do it, and they never tried to push it. And then what I do is I watch you talk about how the excitement and what I see as confidence from you training. So why wouldn't that also work on a special needs kid? You know, and we're finding it does. Your son's coming in here, and he's making some of the same gains you are. And his confidence is growing. He's excited to do it. He wants to come in here, and it's not only helping the physical, but it's helping the mental, which also helps the regular people. I mean, your confidence is going up. You're feeling better. You're getting excited to keep getting better. So why wouldn't your son also make those same or similar gains?
Well, and let's talk about the fact that it's Father-Son Day at the gym.
All
That
the
too.
time.
That too.
And we have that time, and we look forward to sharing it together. And at the end of the day, the things that he's doing fascinate me. I couldn't have created this on my own, like just to sit with him and try to get him to do some of these things. I don't know what happened, except that I'll describe Dan for people that have never met him as the most incredible gentle giant you'll ever meet. I mean, he's just massive and kind and gentle. And my son just looks up to him and idolizes him and has been receptive to just about anything Dan's thrown at him. He's been on treadmills, and he's lifting things over his head to build up some upper body strength, and he's doing core exercises. A complete shock to both of us that he's balancing on a ball and having to establish that core center. And these are just really good because it affects him in his ability to navigate through the school yard and the school programs and everywhere, from stairs to anything else that comes through life, that all of this strength affects him everywhere he travels, not just here when he's here with me and having Father-Son Day.
And quality of life.
Quality of life.
Now, I have a question. Do you think that him being in this atmosphere and being around, like, he's doing what everybody else is doing? I mean, it seems to me like that alone is going to give him that confidence. Like, I'm in this gym with all these other strong people, and I'm doing what all these other people are doing. And
I think that you're absolutely right, that I've witnessed already the fact that he can see that he can do things that other people do, that transfers into other things that are outside the gym.
Right.
I don't have that limitation. I can do that too, because I was able to do this in the gym. Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt this affects a lot more than just physical improvement in his ability, his endurance, his weight control and strength and core balance. But I think that it affects his ability to think that he can.
right.
In other things in life too, absolutely. I'm just so excited and just appreciative of the fact that you asked me to join you with this podcast and share that, because it's been an honor having you on our shows, but to see what's personally available, I just hope that people that are watching this podcast can find a way to fit that into their life, into their schedule, and just to be able to appreciate the same rewards that you've afforded me.
And even if they can't, I think people need to understand that our main goal in all of this is not to say, hey, come to American Iron Gym and buy a membership. That's not what we're about here. We're about sharing things that they can use anywhere. They could get a ball from Shields and do this in their living room with their kids, right?
Right.
And that's quality time together. It's fun. As long as you make it fun for them, it's amazing the growth that you witness.
Well, I'm sure by now you can see why I was so excited to be here and honored to be a part of this podcast. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it was great having you here, and it's great having your son at the gym.
For sure. And I'm hoping that this podcast will inspire others and give people maybe some information that they didn't have before that can make their and their child's life a little better.
A lot better.
Yeah.
Actually.
A little, yeah, that was an understatement of the day, right? A little. I mean, honestly, words cannot express the gratitude.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you.
We really hope that you enjoyed today's podcast, and don't forget to tune in next week, Monday mornings at 6 a.m. for our next episode.